Research has proven the impact a caring adult can have on the life of a child. That's why at AARP Foundation Experience Corps, we are dedicated to improving the training we provide to thousands of volunteers who serve as literacy tutors for K through 3rd grade students across the country. There's a growing need for training, so Experience Corps will incorporate performance-based e-learning along with our traditional face-to-face training. E-learning is a new approach that will immerse volunteers in scenarios designed to simulate the real-world problems they will encounter in the classroom. E-learning allows us to offer individualized instruction to more volunteers more often and at their convenience. It makes training meaningful, memorable, and motivational. So what might it look like? What if you were in this situation? What would you say? Would you say this? In the online interactions, learners take the role of coaches and get the chance to decide how they feel about the volunteer's response to the student. If the learner chooses pretty good, this is the feedback. Constant feedback is the key. The learner is continuously engaged and challenged to reevaluate what's best for both the student and for the volunteer in the scenario. If the learner decides the volunteer was having trouble, this is the feedback that would result. Important feedback goes one step further, challenging learners to justify their answer and indicate what the volunteer should have done in the situation. Resources are always available if learners want to do research before choosing an answer. With these kinds of interactions, volunteers are increasing their skills by making judgments about a situation and then getting feedback. Another interaction type allows learners to go one step further and explore what each child in the small group is thinking about. This kind of scenario gives Experience Corps volunteers insight into the social-emotional well-being of the students in their care and continues to provide them with opportunities to learn how to handle common classroom situations. A variation of this interaction may look like this. In this screen type, volunteers are presented with a situation and given a choice of 2 or more responses. Of course, they can decide to get more information before answering. After all, some of us read the owner's manuals for our cars and cell phones before we start driving or dialing. Or, if volunteers want to jump in and learn by trial and error through feedback, they can do that too. Interspersed with scenario-based interactions are instructional screens dealing with topics like, in this case, child development, or strategies for diffusing challenging behavior. Volunteers always have the option to get more information or to continue with scenario-based activities, which puts them in control of their learning. This learner-centric style of instruction keeps learners engaged by giving them greater control of how and when they learn. This will increase volunteer participation and, through realistic practice, volunteer preparation. This also makes assessments easy. Trainers will be able to see what volunteers have completed and where they have struggled, telling us whether a tutor is ready to work with children or needs further instruction. Ultimately, of course, it is the children who will benefit the most by having tutors who feel competent and confident from the moment they walk into the classroom.